And we're home, ladies and gentlemen. We're not actually just home. In fact, it's the beginning of the day. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the day of the video. Darren, how's it going today? Today, I'm back home. That's how we should really start this video. What's been going on today? I got up nice and early, as per usual. I'm kind of annoyed that, I used to be able to get up and not have to turn any lights on. I'd just be able to open the curtains and it'd be nice and bright outside. But now the clocks have gone forward, it's actually kind of dark again in the morning. You have to turn the lights on. Annoying. And then you get to work and then you're getting blinded by the sun that would normally be waking me up in the morning, because then it gets high enough for it to just not blind you anymore by that time, by 8ish. But yeah, went to work earlier today because we're building up time for old Louis through, because he needs to do 1.25, 1.25 and 1. So we're getting there for 7:45 for a while because we're cool beans. And then what did we do? We went to... Well, I got there and there was a couple of things I couldn't do because some things were checked out on someone else's computer. They then came in, checked in, broke the build, went through a rigmarole of getting it working so the build was fine so that I could deploy it. And then before they could get the build working, they checked in a couple of times, before they could get the build working and make it green, we got called into Scrum, where we had this is what we did yesterday, is what we're doing today, although obviously Friday and today. And then we got pulled into a 10-minute meeting, which took 3 hours, then lunch, and then 3 hours again. And I just get so annoyed by the meetings that we have to have all the time. And everyone knows they're just I don't know, it's like people just like talking instead of... It's easier to just go and sit in a room and talk about things that you're going to do instead of actually doing them. And I understand we've got to coordinate the teams and whatever, but how much money, how much salary have we just thrown in the bin because essentially we just spent all day talking instead of actually doing work? And the same things goes tomorrow. We haven't finished talking about all the planning that we're doing, and it's we had 2 hours arguing about the best way of going about something, and the way that I suggested it was the first thing we said, and then about an hour in, an architect comes in, and an architect's a software architect, which is a super dev essentially, or they're basically better than us. They have it's the architect team. They come in as an architect consultant and say, yep, we're going to go with that with a few minor tweaks. And I'm like, right, sweet, thank you. And then it took him an hour to persuade everyone into the right way of thinking. And then we had lunch. And then we jumped into more planning meetings where we had to explain what a populator was, what a mapper was, and all this kind of stuff. It's just so infuriatingly long-winded, and there's things that need doing, and there's things that are being held up because we're not doing them, and it's people are just more than happy to just sit in a room and talk, and it drives me mad. I feel like my entire day's been wasted because I've just been in a room, one singular room all day, letting people talking about things, and then me correcting them, and then having a bit of a discussion, and then yeah, okay, people come to my side of view because I've done this thing before. We're basically doing what I did before, the aggregator API, again, and making it a little bit cleverer. That's basically it. But it's just getting way overcomplicated by everyone, and just jump into it, damn it. I think it's the kind of thing, it's the kind of solution where one person or two people could do it on their own, but because there's 6 people, it complicates it. It's too many cooks and all that. I think that's the reason why we're having trouble with it, to be honest. Because everyone has to agree on just a standard, whereas I would have started it 2 or 3 days ago. Probably been nearly finished. Because I did it when Ben was away. I just did the old aggregator API in a matter of days. Well, in a week, wasn't it? Just over a week, I'd done it. Mapping through everything with the exception of occupations. And granted, it's slightly smaller, but it's a damn sight better than we've done over the past 3 days. But anyway, that's all. We're back now. We're going shopping later. Which is going to be fun. Need to go. I don't need a lot, but I'm going to go to Asda as well because I need cling film and foil. And Asda's cling film is actually not bad. And you can get this one I've got here. It's lasted ages. So we're just going to go for that. Again, I reckon 60 metres worth. So it's quite expensive, isn't it, cling film and foil? Foil's ridiculously expensive. But yeah, so we don't actually need a lot from either of them, but we need to go to both. Just to try and hedge our bets. We're trying to keep our costs down as low as possible. I'm only in Bristol for a couple of days this week. So it's a 4-day week for me. So yeah. Otherwise, I'm cooking up a nice chili now. I've got my garlic breads in the cooker, in the oven. Water's boiling up on the hob. We just need that to go in as well. Until then, though, I need to chill. It's been stressful, man. It's stressful sitting in a room doing nothing. Right, dinner's out of the way. It's nearly 7. I've just been sat, like, just scrolling up and down. I wrote my shopping list and stuff yesterday, so I don't need to write my shopping list now. I've just been scrolling up and down, like, Facebook and Twitter and whatever. Then realised that it's 7 o'clock. God damn, this weather is just... like, I need to get used to the fact that it gets bright early. It looks really misty, really cloudy, though. Yeah, it's not just my blinds. It just genuinely is. Right, we're going to head off then. We need to go to Asda and Sainsbury's. Fun, fun, fun. So let's go. Nearly left without my wallet. Let's go. Right, heading over to Asda now. I'm not actually sure how much battery I've got on this, so we'll see how far we can get. It's very windy. It's very cold. I'm buttoned up with a scarf on. My thick woolly scarf and my thick warm coat. Also, to clarify, I'm not complaining in the slightest. I'm loving it. I love the fact that we don't have to be too warm or just wear hoodies or be somewhere in between. Like, be cold enough for a scarf. Perfect weather. The wind is crazy. Why is it so like stormy here recently? Wow. Is there like some kind of hurricane coming over somewhere nearby? Or what? Because it's been really windy all weekend. It's died down now, to be fair, but it's still bloody windy. I'm taking some notes. Wind, sorry. I'm taking some notes because it's things that I'm not normally used to. If I'm buying things like soup or pasta sauces, I know the price in Sainsbury's, but I can't predict the price of cling film in each store. I have a feeling Asda's going to be quite a lot cheaper, but I'm walking away to see if it's cheaper in Sainsbury's. If it isn't, then as I leave, I will drive my car around, pick everything up, and then go. That's the plan. They don't have crunchy nut on offer, annoyingly. I was looking for that on offer as well. You can't have everything, can you? Can't have anything at this rate, Jesus. On the verge of like saving money. I'm trying to protect you from the wind. Sorry. I've been thinking about like how insane my electricity bill is. Like 200 quid for 3 months is crazy expensive, and I know it's winter, and I know that like I actually had heating on quite often, like 2 hours at night, 2 hours in the morning and all that, but like £200 is mad expensive, and I'm probably thinking twice about having all that heating on. Like I got up this morning and yeah, it was cold, but it was manageable. I still got up, stopped being a big girl's blouse, you know, just deal with the temperature. So what I'm doing now is I'm literally using my heating to dry clothes. That's about it. So for example, the clothes line I have at home now, that I'm going to see if it needs like more time. I've got to figure out whether I do a wash on Tuesday or Wednesday, basically. But like, instead of, even though it's quite cold now, instead of going back to 4 hours a day of heating, what I'm going to do is only heat it like when it makes sense. Either when it's freezing, like when it's really, really cold, either do it then, pretty normal, or when like say if I need these clothes drying, then I will sort it out so that like I'll put it on in the morning rather than at night, because at night I can just like put on my pyjamas or put my dressing gown on or set a hot water bottle on. But in the morning when it's cold, I'd rather the heating come on. Where's the wind coming from? I'm trying my bags before I go in. I do need a wee though. No way is bear in the big blue house still a thing. No way. I'm trying to figure out what the best way to buy pasta is. It's a lot cheaper in Asda. I don't think the big bag that I get here is particularly nice, like on its own. It's not like I buy it because it's nice, I buy it because it's good value. So should I buy the Asda one, which is a lot cheaper? It's like nearly £1 cheaper. Or should I just go for the better quality ones? I don't know. I am genuinely surprised, but Asda was more expensive on everything except the cling film. And the cling film they had on offer, it was like on a rollback thing. So I'm genuinely surprised about that. I wasn't expecting Sainsbury's to be cheaper on that kind of thing. Oh dear. I normally find them all basically the same price until you get down to brands and deals and stuff, basically. One store will have one thing on deal, then the next week they'll swap. But I'm actually genuinely surprised that that's the case on that one. Right, onward and upwards, off home. Can you hear the wind? It's shaking the car. It's like God damn. Right, we actually are going now. I'm not being distracted by that wind. Back. It was only a £20 shop. Wasn't that good. And it's before 9 as well. It does take me like 2 hours to do shopping. I like to take my time. It's something to do on a Monday. Right. I'm going to talk to you about why I'm out of breath. So, I was driving back, right? Yeah, I showed you the wind before I drove off. Driving back, kind of forgot about the wind. Blasting along the motorway, like 60-ish, 60 miles an hour. Like, and then I realised I was doing about like 65, and my foot was flat down to do 65. And I'm like, what? Why? Why is my car not going? I kind of forgot about the wind. Can't hear the wind. I've got stereo on and all that. And I'm like, why is this? And I keep going. Dude, it like drops to about 60 as the wind's pushing my car back here, and then it just goes ooh, like that, and I felt the car lurch to the right, and there was no cars around me, thankfully. The car just lurched. I was like, Jesus! It was like I just like, you know how if you go over water, is it if you go after water fast, it like you like start to aquaplane and you can start to take off a bit. Or is that boats? I think that's boats. If you get to a certain speed, you can just like skim across the water as opposed to like going through it. That's what it felt like. I basically did that, but in a car, and I nearly died. I was like, Jesus. The fucking wind, man. So I dropped it down to 50. I was like crying, and then as soon as I paid attention to it, I could feel the car like you don't really think about it when you're driving, do you? You just kind of keep it in a straight line. And then as soon as I focused on the first gust of wind that tried to knock me off track, I was like, Jesus Christ, and I could feel it fighting me as I was going. Bloody hell. So that was a party in the park because I was coming back. So yeah. Thank God I'm still alive. It's my babby car. It doesn't weigh a lot. I've never experienced that before. I've driven in like heavy wind and at speed in Mum's car, but Mum's car weighed like 2 tons. I wouldn't be surprised if mine's less than that. So I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if mine's less than a ton. So God damn. Woo. Well, it is time to end the video. It's nearly 10 o'clock. I'm going to end video now. I found my headphones, by the way. I was complaining the other day, wasn't I, about not having them. But I found them. Happy days. Packed away all shopping. And we're gonna judgment call on these. How dry are you? How dry are you? I reckon you'd be dry in the morning. We don't need you on, do we? We don't need no eating. We don't need no eating now. Hey, teacher. We got stung by electricity bills. That was literally a babby shop. I don't know if I told you that. It was like £17 and then plus me £2 on cling film. On 60 metres worth of cling film. Yes, please. Bargains. But yeah, that's all for today's video, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on tomorrow? Tomorrow, we don't have a to-do list yet for tomorrow. It's on my to-do list to write a to-do list for tomorrow. But I think I'm going to do a clothes wash. I think most of that's dry, to be honest with you. Got to do clothes wash, and I also... Oh, I was going to hiccup. Is that it? So we're moving on to blogs and stuff. But yeah, I'm going to end my video now so I can render it out, and then I can go to bed from 11, and I'm going to watch something on Netflix, because there's lots of things I want to watch on Netflix, and I just end up watching the same thing over and over again. And I'm going to be tapping away on the laptop. Yeah, I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll catch you later.